This is the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney with a quick check on what's going on. So here's my man to get into it.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. And hey, I'm a couple of weeks into this one newscast a week with a daily celebrity B-Days. So, hey, I hope folks are liking this change up. And let me know. Please hit me up on socials or email on the show's website. Well, the website needs a little updating, but I'll get to that. Yeah, I'll get to that. Like, women will be getting to the Usher and Chris Brown concert tour this summer. Forgot to bring this up last week. Hey, both have great catalogs of music to pick and choose from. So that in itself will make it a great tour. And you know, they entertain. Both of them grew up dancing like MJ. And MJ, he's the subject of a biopic coming out Friday. And Nia Long, Lorenz Tate, they're in it. Old Love Jones co-stars. Nia's the mother, Katherine Jackson, in the movie. And Lorenz is playing Berry Gordy. And the director, Adam Fogelson, he actually told The Hollywood Reporter they're planning sequels to this MJ biopic. Yeah, he did also kind of say they would gloss over some of the more controversial things. But hey, there's so much to Michael Jackson. There'll be plenty to go into. Like his voice. Oh, I want him to get into that. Because it was always funny hearing artists and other people who spent time around him say, he did not talk like that. You know, that soft, high-pitched voice. No, they say he was all a real brother with some real bass in his voice, too. So can't wait to see how they handle that. Just hope it's a good movie in the end. All right, enough small talk. Let's get going.
My favorite stories of the day.
There's a market for pretty much anything if going by all the items one can find for sale on eBay, Facebook, TikTok marketplaces, or just about any reselling site. So maybe a 28-year-old California guy figured he could sell these Star Wars and Marvel Lego figurines found in expensive Lego sets. Otherwise, maybe a Lego figurine fetish could explain why cops say they caught this dude buying the high-end Lego Marvel and Star Wars packages, taking out Boba Fett, the Mandalorian, Iron Man, all the other character figurines, replacing them then in the boxes with dried pasta, presumably to make it sound and weigh the same, seal up the boxes again, and return them for a refund. Police in Los Angeles County arrested the guy last week after saying he made about $34,000 worth of refunds, now from Target stores in California, but also in Texas, Tennessee, New Jersey, and Florida. This dude went around the country on a Lego thieving spree before he was caught. And none of the stories explained if this guy made any money from the figurines that he swapped out. So maybe this 28-year-old just wanted to play Star Wars or Avengers Endgame by himself at home. NBC4 Los Angeles did say police found some of the pieces and boxes in his apartment. Now, a little over a week ago in Bremerton, Washington, suburb just west of Seattle, police say they were called to a building downtown for a burglary in progress. So cops rushed to the building, went inside, and say they were told the burglar barricaded himself inside the bathroom after forcing his way into the building. Now, KIRO TV7 is reporting cops stood outside that bathroom door yelling for the guy to come out, and all they heard in return were lots of noises and yelling from the man until he came out. And from here, I'll just quote Bremerton Police's Facebook post on this. They wrote, "Let's just say the situation became immediately clear to everyone present that this was less about criminal intent and more about a full-blown personal emergency." Police then quoted the burglar as calling his crime a crisis of bowels. Police then wrote, "Based on the totality of the circumstances, that assessment was not in dispute." Translation: somebody must have sniffed out the crisis, and it must have been a crisis because KIRO did not say a word about charges, but did say they took that man to a hospital for treatment. They did not say what led to the crisis, but if anyone has the same reaction I had for years now to eating something with cayenne pepper in it, oh, we can relate. It is crazy how the Chappelle Show was on 20 years ago already. Man, time needs to quit flying like this, like supersonic jet speed on a 737 MAX. Hell of a ride, but your body's breaking apart the whole time. All right, Chappelle Show. I mentioned that before getting sidetracked because he had this recurring sketch on the show, and folks who watch may remember when keeping it real goes wrong. Well, WWL News Radio in New Orleans ran a story last Monday of a biker who seems to be the latest example, if believing these two Louisiana state troopers who stopped and posed for a picture with the biker that they had just arrested after finally catching up to him. They say he was wanted for multiple counts of flight from an officer in St. Charles Parish, and multiple could be defined as 11 if taking a biker's words and count, because troopers took another picture, and WWL had it on their story page showing the bike's fender. And what was painted on it was "Pigs evaded," with 11 hash marks below that to brag that he successfully got away from cops chasing him 11 times. And they also snapped the third picture of the bike on a flatbed truck being towed away, so he will not get that 12th mark. And it just goes to show, too, some jokes only work among closest friends, because if those punchlines go public, the police might even be after us. Back in a moment. But before we break.
Blazing the best hip-hop, R&B, reggae, soca.
You can download the Jams Podcast Mix for free. Just Google search Jams Podcast Mix.
It's Jams Hour Mix with Greg H.
Enjoy this brief moment of peace. Thank you for manifesting this peace into being. Brought to you by the ASMR Network, where every sound is a turn on.
And now for the world around us.
Talk about doing something for clicks and likes. A 28-year-old guy in the UK might have the shakes and other health issues later, but for now, he tells a Daily Star tabloid paper that he drank 10 pints a day for 200 days straight. No chaser. That is 2,000 pints of beer in that time. And he also told the Daily Star that people watched him do this every day, or I should say watch, because it sounds like he's still doing it, not because he's the life of the party at a bar, no, but because he live streams his drinking sessions. And so many people tune in. He gets paid, too, for the social media ads during his streams. Good idea. Maybe I should start. All right. But speaking of streams, the story did not say, though, if he pauses those drinking sessions to stream in the restroom or end up with his own crisis of bowels like the guy earlier near Seattle, or bladder in this case, but did say he's made enough money from those ads during his drinking sessions that he just bought a house. There are drunks and alcoholics begging for money in this world, and this drunk just laid out the blueprint for a hustle. Now, we all know this big blue marble of a planet we're on has been changing from the beginning. Geologists and other scientists say all the land masses now broke apart and the continents used to be all together millions of years ago. And, you look at a map, they do look like rough little puzzle pieces, and the changes keep coming. I mean, right now in Africa, there's a new sea actually forming where the eastern part of that continent is literally splitting. Slowly, but surely. The East African Rift, 3,000-mile crack from the Red Sea to Mozambique. And in a few million years, scientists think all of East Africa will split off. And now in Antarctica's Weddell Sea, the UK's Express News site and the Daily Mail are among news sites reporting a new island popped up, like a little pimple. The 93-person team of scientists and explorers run an icebreaker in that area known as a danger zone when they documented coming across what they thought at first was a dirty iceberg. But once they checked it out, rock. They said it's only 150 meters or almost 500 feet long, 50 meters or 165 feet wide, and juts up about 50 feet high up out of the water. Not big at all, but it's there now. There's this 29-year-old comedian named Celeste Joan, posts videos about her dating life and her alter ego Nona all the time on TikTok and Instagram. And Australia's news.com site ran a feature on her because, for one, they say she's from Melbourne, but also because she, at some point, posted a Google form. I could say Google better than that, Google. But she posted a Google form full of questions that she wanted men to answer if they wanted to date her. She says 236 guys did, except a few forgot to include any contact info.
And this was hilarious because me and my PA are having the funniest time trying to contact Tom, who's just put Tom.
Now, as for the questionnaire, Tom and the others answered on TikTok and Instagram.
Now, what would you bring to Nonna's house? This was my favorite question because reading all your answers were actually so stunning. My favorite question was, I'd bring a toolbox because I know Nonna will need something fixed.
But Nono fixes everything for Nonna.
Yeah, so he's obviously Aussie. Do you have a criminal record? There was 5% of you that said yes, so that was a bit concerning.
Now, just to be the journalist that I was trained to be, I checked out her Instagram and TikTok pages, did see a lot of videos of her going on dates, but could not tell if those were dates from this questionnaire, and Australia'sNews.com left it at that, so yeah, guess I will too. Back in
Grocery store sticker shock when you see the price of eggs? Come to J-Dub's Rooftop Market for premium eggs, straight from J-Dub's Pigeon Coop. $5 a dozen for eggs laid minutes before, fresh out the mother pigeon. It can't get more organic than that. So swing by J-Dub's Rooftop Market at the corner of Clinton Avenue and South 17th in Newark. Drop by.
Sometimes an aroma is so alluring.
Excuse you? I know, I'm sorry, but you smell wonderful. What are you wearing?
Can you please, back up and stop putting your nose on me?
Not even strangers, friends, family, or coworkers can resist a sweet scent.
I'm reporting your nostrils to HR.
A sweet scent is Leg and Hammer Toe's all-new laundry detergent.
Investigate your HR complaint, but first I'll have to see, what they're complaining about.
I'm out of here. Take that sniffing complaint and shove it up your...
A sweet scent.
What's up with what's going down, though?
Yeah, because the New York Post just ran a headline. Well, before I read this headline, let me warn, definitely not safe for work. So if around some sensitive ears, headphones, lower volume, do something, earmuffs. But the headline read, "Masturbate more to lower your risk of cancer," urges new health campaign. And that headline was on a story posted 2 weeks ago on the results of this study co-authored by an epidemiology professor at Harvard, the public health school at Harvard, which did find after checking on 50,000 men since 1986 that those who ejaculate 21 or more times a month had a 19 to 22% lower chance at getting prostate cancer than those who came less than 21 times a month. Now, I have to admit, I did not read the entire study, partly because I was hung up on the Post's headline being so presumptuous that a man would have to jerk off more to reach 21 ejaculations a month. I mean, a lot of us are single and in situations where it is a daily DIY project, but a lot of guys have girlfriends and wives and boyfriends and husbands who like having sex too. And if that significant other loves that man, they would probably want to help reach 21 a month. Or at the very least, this gives a man a solid excuse to beg for some. Come on, baby, I'm trying to live. F cancer, right? Well, how about you just F the cancer right out of me? It's science.
Mike Man here, dusting off all the classics. And we're going to keep them rolling right now with this funny one from Slammy Sammy.
Good friend of mine, Shamika Joan, got into a terrible accident the other day. Now, Amanda left her, took the dog, the cat, bird, and the goldfish. Shamika is looking for a man. It's hard. Ever seen a one-eyed woman cry? Ever seen a one-eyed woman cry?
Please do subscribe to the audio version of The Goodness Factor with Shelley Wade podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to the video version of the podcast on the YouTube channel, The Goodness Factor with Shelley Wade.
And that'll do it for another Real Pod newscast. Thanks as always for listening. Song credits, they'll be posted on the show's Facebook page by Saturday. Hope y'all are having a good week so far. And I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's celebrity birthdays. See you mañana.
This has been the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney from Show Enough Productions. And for more, hit up the website, realpodnewscast.com. That's real with 2 E's. This is Big Daddy Marty Allen. Thanks for listening.
I can't even like ad lib. Then again, it is 2:03 in the freaking morning. They did not say what led to the crisis, but if anyone has the same reaction I had for years now to eating something with cayenne pepper in it, oh, we can relate. The feeling of fire coming out of your ass, that's a crisis. Sure enough.